Good morning, everyone. Cynthia Thompson, and we're back at the Tennessee SHRM Conference this morning, and it is our second day. We're so excited to be here, and it's such a great conference. And I have Julie Develin with me this morning, and some of you may remember that we talked last year because she's with UKG, and she's a senior partner. Advisory, tell me the rest.
Yeah, it's a senior partner in the HCM advisory on the Human Insights team. UKG has a team of former HR practitioners, former business leaders, where we study workplace trends and we go and we speak about workplace trends.
And she's a SHRM SCP, so she knows what she's talking about. And you're also an adjunct professor, I understand.
Yes, I teach at McDaniel College in Westminster, Maryland. I've been doing that for about 17 years.
Wonderful.
It's one of the, in my spare time I teach. I'm able to do it because it's all virtual now.
Yeah.
I'm also a coordinator of the HR program there.
Wow,
co-coordinator.
wonderful.
Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. I love to be able to shape the future of the profession, or at least help. Yeah.
Well, you feel like you're really making a difference. I
Yeah.
think, when you teach. I do adjunct too, and I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we wanted to talk a little bit first about UKG. What does UKG do exactly?
So UKG, Ultimate Software and Kronos, we merged back in 2020, right at the beginning of the pandemic. It was a great time to do it.
Okay, so there's no more Ultimate.
Well, no. There's Ultimate Software and Kronos merged.
Oh, okay.
And so we're UKG, Ultimate Kronos Group. So we do. We're an HR software company, workforce management software. Everything from hire to retire. So onboarding, timekeeping, performance management modules, employee communications. I mean, no matter what it is that you need, we'll be able to take care of it for HR, people management.
So specifically, your role, do you visit HR departments and help them to figure out what they could do better, perhaps?
Yeah, one of the things that I do for UKG, in addition to speaking, is I speak to our prospective customers and also our customers about best practices.
Yeah.
Not just with HR software, but really about the strategy surrounding the software.
Yeah.
My background being in HR, having worked in HR for many years, I draw on experience, but I also draw on the experience of being around HR professionals a lot at conferences like this. Just hearing what best practices are, reading about best practices, understanding that the world of work has changed a lot.
Yes. There's a lot of change since COVID, I think you'd agree.
Yes.
So you had your talk this morning was on strategic business credit. Let me start over. Your talk this morning, people who attended received strategic business credits, and that's really great because we're all looking for those. It's hard to get those.
Yeah.
So you were talking about paralysis analysis. So how do we overcome that?
Yeah, that's a great question.
You have the answer?
Yeah. Oh, I like to think I do. So what I do in this presentation, this Unstuck Overcoming Paralysis by Analysis, it's really about decision making and the strategies surround decision making. But it's understanding the conditions under which we're making decisions today. So, and why it's difficult to make those decisions. We are under a lot of pressure, we have a lot of stress, there's a lot of things going on in our lives besides work. It really sucks some of the energy out of us, and it keeps us from being able to move forward. That energy we need to decide, that energy we need to take a step forward rather than just sitting back and we sit back and wish rather than do. So we're trying to...
Because we're afraid of making a mistake.
Well, that's one thing. And in my session this morning, I had some folks who were saying, I said, what holds you back from making decisions? Somebody said, well, it's fear.
Yeah.
And it's fear of failure. One of the things that holds us back is that fact that we think that we need to be perfect. And I always say, well, payroll, you do need to be perfect. However,
absolutely.
HR, when we decide something, we always feel like we are set on a fixed course. We have to recognize that most of the things that we are deciding, we can always pivot and change. And that perfectionism, it may need to get there eventually. Except with severance. Yes, there are exceptions to that rule.
Yeah.
But I think that, just recognizing that not every decision should hold the same kind of weight as another. There are many different decisions that we make, obviously, in HR. I also tell my audience, a lot of these things apply to life too. It's not just HR. And
wow, that's
I think
true.
a lot of the things that we learn about in these conferences, you can apply outside of the profession, which is great.
Yeah. Well, this is awesome. So, if people would like to have you come and do an analysis of their problems, maybe with their HCM,
Yeah.
would you visit them or help them over the phone, perhaps?
All of the
or
above.
maybe
Yeah, we could talk about
live-
it for sure.
Live video, that sometimes
Yeah,
is a good idea.
I do.
Online
Virtual
chat. Yeah.
virtual chats.
Yeah.
I speak to corporate entities. I speak to any kind of audience that's interested in hearing the message. And there's a lot more about decision making that we can get into
Yeah.
if we have a deeper conversation.
I'm sure.
But really, it's less wishing and more doing.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to get towards.
Taking a chance.
Acting rather than
That's right.
reacting,
That's
being
right.
proactive rather than reactive.
So you would be a great advisor for all HR professionals. So how can they contact you?
Yeah, please connect with me on LinkedIn. You can just search my name, Julie Develin, Develin. And you can also email me, julie.develin@ukg.com.
Okay, great.
And yeah,
And while you're here at the conference, you can go on the Hoover app and connect.
that's another way. Yes,
Yeah.
the Hoover app is fantastic.
I'm not sure how long it'll be up, but
it's up for a good while.
okay, good.
Yeah.
So that would be the quickest, easiest way to contact
and if
you
folks
during
go,
the conference.
and if folks go onto the app, they'll see a couple of questions in my session that I posed to everyone. So you didn't have to attend my session to answer the questions.
Oh.
What are some things that we don't talk about enough in HR?
Oh, good.
So I'm curating those answers, and I'll tell you the one thing that I see is a lot of what we don't talk about in HR is HR's mental health. Who takes care of HR? That's what I'm seeing a theme.
Yeah, that is a big theme at the conference this year. So thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us. Unfortunately, our time is up, but we will be bringing you more Facebook Live videos, so stay tuned.
Thank you.